Welcome to Surprise Insights. Today, we're diving into a fascinating world of curiosities that will challenge your perception of reality. Get ready to question everything you thought you knew, as we've compiled 25 mind-bending facts that are so astonishing they'll make you rethink your understanding of the world. From surprising scientific truths to historical curiosities that will leave anyone speechless, each of these facts has the power to change your perspective. So, gear up your mind and join us on this journey through the extraordinary. Let's get started. 1. Bees can recognize human faces. Despite having a tiny brain, roughly the size of a sesame seed, bees possess an incredible ability to recognize human faces. This ability stems from their skill at processing complex patterns. Experiments have shown that bees can be trained to identify specific faces, remembering them even when presented with different people. This skill likely evolved to help them distinguish between flowers, objects, and perhaps even remember humans who might offer safety or danger in their environment. 2. The moon is slowly drifting away from Earth. Each year, the moon moves approximately 3.8 centimeters farther from the Earth. This process is due to the gravitational interaction between the two celestial bodies. As the moon orbits the Earth, its gravity causes ocean tides, creating friction that slowly decelerates the Earth's rotation. This deceleration transfers energy to the moon, causing its orbit to expand. Over millions of years, the length of a day on Earth will gradually increase because of this phenomenon. 3. Sharks have existed longer than trees. When we think of ancient, enduring life forms, trees often come to mind. But sharks have been around for much longer. Fossil records show sharks have been swimming the oceans for about 400 million years, predating trees, which appeared around 350 million years ago. Over the course of their evolution, sharks have survived 5 mass extinction events, including the one that wiped out the dinosaurs, making them one of Earth's most successful and ancient lineages. 4. A blue whale's heart is the size of a car. The blue whale is the largest animal to have ever lived on Earth, reaching lengths of up to 30 meters and weighing more than 180 tons. To power such an enormous body, its heart is proportionally massive, roughly the size of a compact car and weighing up to 180 kilograms. This giant heart can pump 220 liters of blood with each beat, and the whale's heartbeats can be heard up to 2 miles away underwater. When a blue whale exhales, its blow can shoot as high as 30 feet into the air. 5. Octopuses have 3 hearts. Octopuses, some of the ocean's most enigmatic creatures, have 3 hearts. 2 of these hearts pump blood to the gills, where oxygen is absorbed, while the third circulates oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. Interestingly, when an octopus swims, the third heart temporarily stops, which is likely why octopuses prefer to crawl rather than swim, as swimming demands more energy. Additionally, their blood is blue due to hemocyanin, a copper-based molecule that efficiently transports oxygen in cold, low-oxygen environments. 6. The Great Wall of China is not visible from space. Contrary to popular belief, the Great Wall of China cannot be seen from space with the naked eye. Although it is incredibly long, stretching over 13,000 miles, it is not wide enough to be visible without magnification. In reality, other human-made structures like highways and airports are more visible from space than the Great Wall. This misconception likely arose as a way to emphasize the wall's impressive length, but scientifically, it's not true. 7. A day on Venus is longer than its year. Venus, the second planet from the Sun, has a peculiar rotational and orbital pattern. A single day on Venus, one full rotation on its axis, takes 243 Earth days, while its year, one full orbit around the Sun, lasts 225 Earth days. In addition, Venus rotates in the opposite direction to most planets, meaning if you were standing on its surface, assuming you could survive its extreme temperatures and pressures, the Sun would rise in the west and set in the east. 8. Humans share 60% of their DNA with bananas. It may come as a surprise, but humans share about 60% of their DNA with bananas. This doesn't mean we are closely related to the fruit, but rather that many fundamental biological processes are encoded by similar genes across all life forms. From plants to animals, we share basic cellular processes such as protein synthesis and DNA replication, which is why certain segments of our genetic code are universal. This fact highlights the interconnectedness of all life on Earth. 9. Flamingos turn pink because of their diet. Flamingos are famous for their striking pink color, but they aren't born that way. Flamingo chicks are born with gray or white feathers, and they develop their pink hue over time due to their diet. Flamingos consume algae and crustaceans that are rich in carotenoids, which are pigments responsible for the pink color. As these pigments are broken down during digestion, they are absorbed into the bird's skin and feathers. Without this carotenoid-rich diet, flamingos would remain white or pale gray. 10. Cows have best friends. Cows, often associated solely with milk and meat production, are far more social than people might think. Studies have shown that cows form strong bonds with other cows, and these friendships provide comfort and reduce stress. When separated from their best friends, cows can show signs of anxiety and distress. This social behavior suggests that cows are not only capable of complex emotions but also prefer the company of specific individuals in their herd, highlighting the importance of their social well-being in farming environments. 11. Butterflies taste with their feet. Butterflies use their feet to taste the world around them. Their taste sensors are located on their tarsi, the lower parts of their legs, allowing them to detect sugars in plants and flowers by standing on them. This ability helps butterflies identify if a plant is suitable for laying eggs or feeding. The sensory receptors on their feet can differentiate between different types of plants, which is essential for their survival and reproduction. 12. The Eiffel Tower can grow taller in summer. The Eiffel Tower, made of iron, undergoes thermal expansion during hot weather. On particularly warm days, the metal expands due to the heat, causing the tower to grow by up to 15 centimeters, about 6 inches. This phenomenon occurs because materials, particularly metals, expand when heated. The reverse happens in winter, where the tower contracts slightly as temperatures drop. It's a subtle yet impressive example of how temperature affects structures. 13. Some turtles can breathe through their butts. Certain species of turtles, particularly freshwater varieties like the Australian Fitzroy river turtle and the North American eastern painted turtle, have a fascinating adaptation. They can breathe through their butts. This process, known as cloacal respiration, allows them to absorb oxygen through their cloaca, a multi-purpose opening used for excretion and reproduction. This adaptation is especially useful during hibernation, when turtles spend extended periods underwater and need to conserve energy while still maintaining an oxygen supply. 14. The human body contains enough fat to make 7 bars of soap. An average human body contains enough fat to produce around 7 bars of soap. This is because soap is made from a chemical reaction between fats and an alkaline substance like lye, a process known as saponification. While this fact may seem surprising, it's a reminder of how much energy and fat our bodies naturally store. In fact, historical records show that human fat has occasionally been used to make soap in times of scarcity. 15. The longest hiccupping spree lasted 68 years. Charles Osborne from Iowa, USA, holds the record for the longest bout of hiccups, which lasted for 68 years, starting in 1922 and ending in 1990. He is estimated to have hiccuped around 430 million times during this period. His condition was likely caused by damage to the part of his brain that inhibits the hiccup reflex. Despite his condition, Osborne managed to live a relatively normal life, even marrying twice and having children. 16. A single cloud can weigh more than 1,000,000 pounds. Clouds may appear light and fluffy, but they are much heavier than they look. A typical cumulus cloud can weigh over 1,000,000 pounds, primarily due to the water it contains. Water droplets inside clouds are spread out over a large area, making the cloud appear lightweight, but when measured, the actual mass of the water is substantial. The reason clouds stay afloat is that the water droplets are tiny and spread out, making them less dense than the air around them. 17. Bananas are berries, but strawberries are not. Botanically speaking, bananas are classified as berries, while strawberries are not. This may sound counterintuitive, but it's based on the scientific definition of a berry, which is a fruit that develops from a single ovary and has multiple seeds inside. Bananas fit this description, while strawberries develop from multiple ovaries, making them an aggregate fruit. Other examples of true berries include grapes and kiwis, while raspberries and blackberries are also aggregate fruits. 18. The shortest war in history lasted 38 minutes. The Anglo-Zanzibar War, fought between the British Empire and the Sultanate of Zanzibar on August 27, 1896, is considered the shortest war in history. The conflict lasted between 38 and 45 minutes, depending on the source. The war was triggered by the death of the pro-British Sultan and the succession of his relative, who was not approved by the British. The British forces bombarded the palace, and the Sultan surrendered shortly afterward, making this war a brief but significant event in military history. 19. Elephants are the only mammals that can't jump. Despite their enormous strength, elephants are unable to jump. This is due to their weight and the structure of their legs, which are designed to support their massive bodies. Their legs are thick and sturdy to keep them stable, and they lack the springy tendons that most jumping animals have. Instead of jumping, elephants use their strength to push or pull themselves through obstacles. Interestingly, this inability to jump helps protect them from injury, as falling from their height could be catastrophic. 20. Sloths can take up to a month to digest a single meal. Sloths are known for their extremely slow metabolism, which plays a role in their famously sluggish behavior. Their digestive process is so slow that it can take up to a month for them to digest just one meal. This slow digestion is partly due to their diet, which consists primarily of leaves that are tough and fibrous. To conserve energy, sloths have evolved to move and eat slowly, and their digestive system reflects this gradual pace, allowing them to survive on very little food. 21. Koalas have fingerprints that are almost identical to human fingerprints. Koalas, the cuddly marsupials from Australia, have fingerprints that are remarkably similar to those of humans. In fact, under a microscope, it's challenging to distinguish between human and koala fingerprints. This unique feature is thought to help koalas grip onto tree branches and manipulate leaves as they feed. The ridges on their fingertips provide extra traction, just as they do in humans, making them one of the few animals with such detailed prints. 22. Octopuses have 3 hearts and blue blood. Octopuses are fascinating creatures with some unusual biology. They have 3 hearts, 2 pump blood to the gills, while the third pumps it to the rest of the body. When an octopus swims, the heart that pumps blood to the body actually stops, which is why they tend to prefer crawling over swimming. Additionally, their blood is blue due to a copper-rich protein called hemocyanin, which is more efficient than hemoglobin, the iron-based protein in human blood, at transporting oxygen in cold, low-oxygen environments. 23. A day on Venus is longer than a year on Venus. Venus has an extremely slow rotation, taking about 243 Earth days to complete one full spin on its axis. Interestingly, Venus orbits the Sun faster than it rotates, completing an orbit in just 225 Earth days. This means that a single day, one full rotation, on Venus is actually longer than a full year, one complete orbit around the Sun. Also, Venus rotates in the opposite direction to most planets, meaning if you could stand on the surface, the Sun would rise in the west and set in the east. 24. Wombat poop is cube-shaped. Wombats, native to Australia, have a unique claim to fame in the animal kingdom. Their poop is cube-shaped. This unusual feature helps prevent the feces from rolling away, making it easier for wombats to mark their territory. Researchers believe the shape is due to the way their intestines compress the feces, with varying elasticity in different parts of their digestive system. The cubed shape also helps wombats stack their droppings in piles, which is important for communication with other wombats. 25. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on Earth. The number of stars in the observable universe is estimated to be around 1 sextillion, 1 followed by 21 zeros, which vastly exceeds the number of grains of sand on all the beaches and deserts on Earth. While counting either is impossible, this comparison helps illustrate the mind-boggling scale of the universe. With billions of galaxies, each containing billions of stars, the cosmos is almost incomprehensibly vast, far beyond the reach of human observation or imagination. And that brings us to the end of our journey through these 25 mind-bending facts that truly make us question our reality. Which of these facts surprised you the most? If you enjoyed this video and want to keep discovering curiosities that challenge logic, be sure to subscribe to our channel, Surprise Insights. Each week, we'll bring you fascinating content that expands your horizons and makes you see the world in a completely new light. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it and share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for joining us, and until next time.